Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Monster, episode 71.
Okay.
Alright.
The Ruinheim whole arc is about to go crazy here, even more than it has before. We know who Franz Bonaparte is. It is not the old guy in the wheelchair.
Exactly.
No, it was the one guy that seemed the most normal, the innkeeper, the one who was good with kids and all this.
The wholesome one,
Yes, and we now know a little bit more about the goings on in the town. Roberto is probably heading the Johann division up, you know,
does seem to be that way,
running the killers and stuff as his master wants.
But Grimmer and Lung have equipped themselves.
Yes, they've equipped themselves. Lung is dual wielding.
The guns are in the right hands. So thank you, old paranoid couple.
Right. Yeah.
Now, if only you had gotten a bunch of extra ammo. But c'est la vie.
Yeah.
And Tenma's on the outskirts of the town.
Right.
So hopefully he can help out a bit too.
Right. He's going to have to join the whole proceedings with things here, and hopefully he can work this into his whole situation here, where he has a little bit less information than them, but
hopefully that can get resolved quickly.
Right, but he doesn't provide a problem for Lung and Grimmer's goals.
Right,
here.
And then also Anna and the good doctor Gillen are on the way.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure how I feel about that, because that could go badly for them.
It could go very badly for them. And we still have this episode and the 3 episodes after that. That's a lot of story that can happen in Monster.
Oh boy.
So y'all, without further ado, let's get into it. Hey, you're being useful. Thank you. That's okay. Give us some time to know when they're coming and how they're coming in. Yeah, I saw it coming.
The amazing Mr. Steiner.
Yeah. The magnificent Steiner. Yes. Oh, the magnificent Steiner's rage.
He's gonna die this episode,
he's definitely gonna die here. He has to be put into danger, but that means, who's probably gonna meet the magnificent Steiner's rage? Roberto.
Probably.
Cool. So now he knows where to go. That's good. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. That's the worst part, not knowing where's safe. He just...
Oh, okay.
Oh, Tenma.
Or is that the drunk?
Oh, it might be the drunk, yeah.
Oh,
no, it's Tenma.
It's Tenma.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Dr. Tenma. 君という現実が現れたことで、ただ妄想の糸をたどっていくだけで私の休暇も終わりだ。ここからは警察官としての職務だ。
Oh, come on.
No.
この娘を連れて行け。
Oh.
ホテルフェアして君の目当ての人物がいる。
Okay. Awesome. Way to go. Oh boy.
Wow. Lung.
仕事だよ。
I'm going to work. Vacation time is over.
聞きたい話が山ほどある。
I hope Lung doesn't die.
I hope Lung doesn't die either.
But he could, like the way he's not saying like where he's going or anything like that. And
すまなかった。
Crap, those might be his last words. Last words
or
to Tenma anyway. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Something Johann said. Whoa, that was present Johann. That was That was
That almost looked like
Present
he might
Johan.
have hung himself or something.
No.
I mean, I don't think.
No.
But like the way his head was kind of sloped forward.
Uh-huh.
出てこい。
俺はこの町の人間だ。
Show me both your hands.
指揮している人間はどこだ。
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, because why would someone from this town know that being from this town means they're safe?
Yep,
You
yep,
know?
yep.
ロベルトはどこだと聞いているんだ。
Just upstairs, like he's up there.
Yeah.
But he heard that shout for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, no way.
That could be a distraction, though.
No way. Don't.
Oh no, no. And they cut away.
Yeah. Oh, it's the drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably crying. Oh no, no. Oh, she got shot.
銃を貸してくれ。エリカを撃ったやつを私が撃ち殺す。幸せな私たちの暮らしをめちゃめちゃにしたやつ
Oh
を
man.
私が。奥さんの願いはその子が無事でいることだ。違いますか。北の林道から逃げるルートがある。君もホテルへ行くのは中止して林道へ行こう。
Oh crap.
もうどこにも行きたくない。
分かった。すぐ戻ってくる。ここを動くなよ。
Oh.
Oh boy.
Fear is terrifying. It just to see it work a person just down to their base survival instincts.
本当に俺ら夫婦が当てた宝くじじゃないんだな。ええ。まったくこの数日間生きた心地がしなかった。
Whoa.
実際どうか
Fear,
してた。
yeah.
あの大金のおかげで
You don't even
こ
feel
の俺が
alive.
10何丁も買い揃えたりしてよ。
Oh, they cashed in the
や
money?
っぱり普通が一番だ。
Gotcha.
Okay.
Or well, they said thanks to the money, so they might not have.
Right, they might not have it yet.
Yeah.
おお、聞こえるかお前。
Oh, yep. Saw that. Saw that coming.
Wow. Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
ヘジキさんヘジキさん
Yeah, he might be okay. Yeah, he got hit in the shoulder. He could live. Oh,
Whoa.
crap. Oh.
Is that from outside or they?
Oh, of course they were by a window.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, they don't really want to be down here. Like,
酒が切れておかしくなってや
like
ってる
Grimmer
ん
will
だ。
probably want to go upstairs.
違うよ。
But they could hide here potentially.
Sure.
毎日僕を殴るみたいに
Oh.
父ちゃんが。
父ちゃん、こんなことまでするような人間だと思うか。
Right. I love that little shake.
Yeah.
Like, hey, come back to reality. It's okay.
終わるんだ。
Whoa.
私が。何度も言わせるな。絶対死なせやしない。これ以上そんなことを言うなら、ここに縛り付ける。ここにいるんだ。私が何とかする。
I'll take care of
グリマ
this.
さん、
いざとなったら、無敵の超人スタイナーが現れるって。
Stay here.
いいよ、私は丸腰だ。ちょっとでいい。話を聞いてくれ。何のためにこんなことをしている。
Oh.
聞いてるか。自分の耳で聞いてくれ。誰の命令でもなく、自分の心で。
何やってんの？
Oh.
怖かったよ。一人でここまで来ちゃった。
Oh no.
No.
Oh no. No. Oh crap. Yeah. Here goes.
毎日あんなに夢中でテレビにかじりついて見ていたのに、最終回を見た記憶がない。
Wow.
あの青年は幸せになったのだろうか。
Wow.
That's right. We've never actually seen him do it.
あの青年は幸せに。
The way he just kind of shrugged off the pain, like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Oh my god.
So we're still not gonna see it, really.
No, we're just gonna see the aftermath. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got chills, y'all. Oh, and he's probably got 3. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
来ると思ってたよ、ドクター・デンマ。
Yeah.
合計4人仕留めた。
Wow.
超人
Jeez.
現れたんですね。
いや、彼は出てこなかった。俺が勝手に
Oh, wow.
怒りに駆られてやっただけだ。そう
He
だ、
was finally conscious for it.
忘れないうちに。
Right, so,
Yeah, yeah.
これ、
yeah.
手紙だ。ルンゲ警部から預かった。彼を助けてやってくれ。
Yeah.
一人でホテルベルクバッハに向かった。
その前にあなたを。
しばらく
Oh, let me rest. What a good guy.
彼がフランツ・ボナパルタだ。
Wow. No.
大丈夫だよ。
All those little character animation,
Yeah,
face
yeah.
animation things for
And the
Wim.
little thing of Wim reaching a hand towards him.
Yeah.
長い雨だな。この辺りは晴れたらいいところだ。晴れたらまたこのビムも連れてピクニックしような。
Oh. He was able to cry.
Oh.
自分が死ぬから悲しいんじゃない。自分の子供が死んだのが今
Okay, okay.
感情はどこかわからないところに迷い込んでいたんだ。まるで俺宛てに出した手紙が何十年も経ってから届いたみたい。
Oh.
これが本当の悲しみか。これが幸せか。
Yeah.
超人シュタイナーの最終回。きっと彼は人間に戻ったんだ。
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
クリマさん。クリマさ
Yeah. Yeah, you killed this kid. This is perfect. You get Tenma,
Yeah.
you get the man responsible for
Yeah.
this,
Eh,
and then you get a young boy, which is
That, yeah, the Grimmer helped, yeah.
well, yeah, but also it's the picture of, you know,
Grimmer when he was a
Grimmer,
kid.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
yeah.
All right.
Rest in peace, Grimmer.
Yep. In peace. Yeah.
Yeah. And you get to rest now.
Yep.
There's so many characters in this show that have kind of had their story, I would say, brought up to this wonderful level where we know in some way that because of who they were kind of made into being, like they were made into being. I think Grimmer's the perfect example of this. That they had to be here.
Right.
That they had to be here. And this isn't a meta commentary thing. This is more of a thing of that there were more than a few characters in this show that had their life shaped in a specific way to end up, you know, in certain positions. And Johan, Anna, Grimmer, a lot of others, they have these kinds of similarities and stuff.
Yeah.
But Grimmer was one that when he was introduced and he left the story, I was so happy.
Yes.
I was so happy because I'm like, oh my God, if this guy just gets some peace and just allows himself to maybe discover his emotions again naturally through relationships and just being
live.
a good person, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
But you know what? His you know, his whole realization of this being where Franz Bonaparte was, this, you know, him kind of being here, it's basically was the signal, Grimmer's gonna die.
Yeah.
And it sucks because on some level it's like, hey, you know what? I can't really imagine if he had to go out. I can't really imagine a better way.
Right.
Like,
but still, the world is going to miss your smile.
The world is going to miss your smile, your warm heart, and what you call your emotionless existence. I would say, actually, if anything, you are one of the warmest people in this entire world that Monster created. There was no one that smiled more genuinely. Even though he probably sees a lot of it as fake. Like, he sees a lot of it as something that he puts on for others, in the same way that he puts on the Magnificent Steiner for the sake of ending the lives of others that have brought him to that place of rage or stress or sadness. Or not even really sadness, just rage. It was at the end here, surrounded by one... We have a kid who I think if Grimmer died without a kid being nearby that he had won, not only helped, but I would say shows a really good picture of who Grimmer was.
Right.
And yet...
Yeah. Is that representation of the innocence that Grimmer's lost.
Right. Yeah. And it's just tragic. And then you have also, I think, perfectly placed just by the writing being done in such a certain way. Yes, we have Klaus Poppe, aka Franz Bonaparte, right here, looking at this innocent, and I'm still kind of shaken by the death, because I don't see Grimmer as an adult here. And this is a weird way to look at this, but...
I get it, though, yeah.
Grimmer was a child. I think he put on the whole adult thing because...
That's what he had to do.
That's what he had to do.
But, yeah, he had never really been allowed to be a kid or allowed to grow up, so... Yeah.
So it hurts way more, because I think there's so many characters in this show that were robbed of normal lives.
Yeah. And we can say that, but the thing is that this show does an excellent job of highlighting just how precious and important that is.
Exactly.
Right? Because that's like it's a cliche in a lot of stories of that normal life, but Monster shows us just what that means for a person, how that can mend a soul.
Right. And yet, I would say because of Tenma, and I love that he was here, Tenma was actually able to help so many people who were robbed of normal lives over the course of this story. But if you think about Grimmer, Tenma never was really able to help him. He was by being there through his whole thing with in Prague and stuff. But Grimmer showed up to him already solid, like already in some ways beyond saving. And there was
like if using the analogy of how Tenma will like patch people up, and then it's like, okay, now I've done all I can. They need to be at a hospital, right?
Right. I need to pass you on to someone else, or you need to just live and allow time to work.
Grimmer needed a hospital. He had already patched himself up. Yeah.
Yeah. Tenma couldn't.
Right. Like that.
Tenma couldn't heal those wounds.
Right. Exactly. It's something that the really time and peace was all that was needed there. But
and maybe just more connections and relationships, because there were emotions that, while he says, it was like a letter. I love the beauty of it. Like a letter that arrived, after decades of being sent to him, just finally showed up. And he's just overwhelmed with emotion here. I think that shows in reality how close he was to being saved, and allowed to become human again in a way.
Yep.
Yeah. But he couldn't let this pass. He couldn't let the opportunity pass to maybe have some good be done in this world that goes beyond just him. And maybe the motives were a little bit selfish in of themselves. Like, he wanted to stare the man in the face that made him this way.
Yeah, but that's understandable.
It's totally understandable.
And quite frankly, with where Grimmer was at, that's showing that the healing was happening.
that it was working. It was just slow. It was just really slow. And now we're here, and I gotta say the voice acting for Grimmer is one that is rather simple, and yet it's perfect.
Yep.
It's perfect for this character. In the final moments, I was already breaking down, but it was thinking about basically these 4 characters just being in a room together, and how it was crafted specifically to have these 4 generations, these 4 these 4 people who all represent, I would say, a different aspect of Grimmer in a way.
Sure.
Like if you think about it, there was in some ways the work of a 5th in the room as well with the magnificent Steiner. It was showing also how, split and broken, Grimmer was. And then you have Tenma there, who's the shining hero, the
embodiment of the hopeful future. Right. Whereas, then you have the kid, the past that, he was never able to get back. Then you have,
the origins,
Klaus Papa, what was done to him. And I'm really glad that they had Grimmer say that, in the end, the magnificent Steiner didn't show up. Yeah. Because there's a part of me that always got this feeling that the magnificent Steiner for Grimmer, it was not like the Hulk in the sense that it was like angry and rage and all that stuff. It was just cold. Oh. It was just, there's something that needs to be done, I'm in danger, or these other people are in danger, or whatever. It's and now I'm reverting back to my training that I've worked to suppress and whatnot from Kinderheim and everything. And now everything just dies. Whereas in this case, it was maybe showcasing the humanity that he had reclaimed, the emotions that he had reclaimed, because he saw the girl get shot. And that did fill him with rage. It wasn't like with his kid. He did know what to feel. Wow. Right? And because of that...
So you're saying he was already healed then?
Exactly. Yeah. And that this was his first and final act of being healed. Of basically saying no one else is going to die. Like I'm taking these guys out. These people are going to be okay.
Oh, I love that even more than my interpretation, because yes, he says that the magnificent Steiner didn't come out, and that is, I would say, a more of an acceptance thing of not necessarily that the amazing Steiner ever really came out. Like it's not a Hulk thing. It's just this is what needs to be done. I'm reverting back. If anything, I think.
So much so that it's a split personality. Yeah.
Right, but I would say on some level maybe. Maybe this is him finally coming to terms with that was him, because when you think about a split personality, obviously it's something that isn't, it's a split personality. Right, it's something that's not conducive with your personality, but it's still you. If that makes sense.
And and I don't know anything about like the psychology behind split personalities, but I'm guessing that the very fact that there's that sort of rejection of that side of themselves, and that's what helps to cause and maintain the split personality.
Otherwise it would collapse back in, and there'd have to be some reconciliation.
Right. Exactly. And that maybe this was that reconciliation happening that Grimmer was able to get here.
Wow. It feels like this whole story arc is basically just pieces on a chessboard, not only being maneuvered perfectly in the meta narrative kind of sense that it's just being handled so flawlessly, but also the ever looming presence of Johann in the midst of this, having, even though his killers getting they're just desserts here, basically. All this still falls under the everyone here dies, and and we can't even escape that here. Not even the magnificent Steiner, not even the amazing Grimmer, not even the fantastic Mr. Grimmer can stave that off. So Yeah, that's
Oh
that.
boy.
That's the ending of the episode.
Yeah.
But
Lung was a badass.
Lung
Was a badass. Like,
basically had one of the biggest character moments, I would say, for a detective I've seen in television.
and especially for a detective like him.
For a detective like
there's
him.
other detectives where they just arrive at the conclusion that Lung kind of did here without any real struggle over it, right? And they fall into the buddy cop kind of thing where it's like you'll help me out. You know that I'm really a good guy and all that stuff, but Lung
has gone on a journey.
Yeah, Lung has gone on a journey, and to characterize him as the buddy cop would be
an insult to
an
Lung.
insult to Lung. Yeah,
on like a
nothing against
levels.
those character types, but Lung is not that.
No.
Yeah.
Lung basically realizing not only that Tenma here is now reality coming and just
Yeah,
like
in
you
some
think-
ways that's a death flag for Lung because
it's a huge death flag for Lung.
He's not on vacation
potentially.
anymore. It's back to work, and one might say that work was killing him. So yeah.
But now that Tenma's here, there's that slight bit of
Maybe it'll be
pain
okay.
that we feel of just realizing, oh no, this could be it for Lung. But then we have him not only really acknowledging that he's going to do his job now as a cop. He's going to do his duty now, which is basically like
doesn't involve Tenma, which
doesn't involve
awesome.
Tenma, which also is something that's basically saying, to contrast with what I was doing previously, which was nothing like that.
Right.
He was pulling on the threads of imagination. He was going through this waking dream journey to search out basically this nightmare, this Johan, and now all of a sudden reality just shows up in front of him, and it's all clear. It's like that moment.
Entangled. If Johan's here, it's crystal clear. I'm where I'm meant to go, and now I finally see the light.
Well, the thing is that not Johan. Lung had seen the light, I'd say, for a while. But I think that in some ways he couldn't go back to work.
Yeah.
He had to follow these threads of imagination to their end. And basically saying that reality has come and is just walking right in front of him.
Yeah.
In some ways, it's like he's saying, I'm awake now.
Right.
And I have to go and face the music in some
Right,
ways.
exactly.
And him basically saying, Tenma, go do your thing, saving people. I'm going to do my thing and dispense justice,
It
basically.
almost reminds me of a certain space cowboy.
Yeah. It's something where, on some level, we think about Roberto and we think about Lung and them facing off.
And
it's just like, oh, come on.
The only Roberto's not actually gonna kill Lung. Like that would be so. No, like Johan. If anyone's gonna kill Lung, it has to be Johan.
But the thing is that the idea of Roberto being like killed by Lung
is very satisfying.
That's so satisfying.
The only way it could be better, in my mind, and this is that fan fiction, coming
Ava.
up again, is if Ava and Lung both simultaneously shoot Roberto, Ava with a shotgun and Roberto and Lung with his rifle or pistol or whatever.
Jacob's like he's imagining Boondock Saints, and they just walk
basically
up, dual pistols with one from each person, each hand, and then they just.
I was thinking Revy and Dutch in Black Lagoon, when at the on the Nazi ship when they come up at the end and just, but yeah, basically like that, yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be something. I do like though that they didn't end the episode with concluding Lung's assault on
right, because this episode is for Grimmer. Next episode will probably be for Lung, among some other things, and then
and then we'll still have
episodes left.
73 and 74, which, y'all, let's be real here. We still haven't seen Johan at all in Ruinheim.
Okay, so going by the list of main characters here, Grimmer was this episode, 71. 72, Lung. 73, Anna. 74,
Johan.
Tenma, or Johan.
Tenma.
Yeah, however
Tenma,
you want to look
I would
at
say
it.
Tenma is a better way to look at it, yeah. The thing, though, that I do want to bring up about Johan is that Anna remembered something that Johan probably remembered, but then she was like, if Johan remembered this...
Right, that was very ominous.
Yeah, because she already mentioned the whole idea of him doing the perfect suicide.
Right, and there was that shot where it showed Johan present day, but then, like, his head was sort of slumped forward, and it looked like there might have been a ridge, like a rope on the back of his neck. I don't
think that's
probably wasn't it.
I don't think that's what he was doing. It felt like, if anything, he was doing the whole hands on the desk kind of thinking thing.
Sure.
But that's the kind of look you do of, like, after, like, you get word that your child has cancer. Like,
yeah, that's when things are just not okay.
Not okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm worried about here is if Johan is going to, or if he's already in some kind of state where he's not okay, and that's not a good thing.
Right, like not a good thing for Johan, but not a good thing for everybody.
Anyone.
Right, which is saying something if that makes it somehow worse than just regular Johan would be.
Right, because in some ways, regular Johan is controlled. He's
there's
under
a method.
wraps.
There's a method to
madness.
Everything. Yeah.
Yes. So if Johan is starting to lose it, basically, like, here's a crazy thought, y'all. Anna has in her head the idea that this is how Johan plans to go out. This is all his keikaku. It's working. But then she thinks again, and she's like, okay, there's something else in the deep recesses of my mind. And here's my crazy thought, right? Johan was programmed, basically. He had a lot of brainwashing and all kinds of stuff.
So there's some, like, prime directive, deeper thing that is about to be executed?
Well, I'm going to try to tie it in, actually, to the parallels with the Magnificent Steiner. And I don't think it's going to be any kind of, rage strength thing. What I think it is that when Johan is in danger, when Johan is underneath basically the threat of his life ending, he has something that is a
split personality. Because they did mention that way back when, and they never really... Like, they kind of addressed it in not addressing it,
Well, there are a lot of subtle things that reinforce the idea that Johan has broken internally within his mental psyche.
So if they wanted to bring that up here, they could. What that would look like, who knows?
Okay. Okay. The whole split personality thing wasn't what I was going for, but let's actually unpack that, because I think if they did the split personality thing, I actually would like it to be a thing where he asks Tenma for help. Like, it's the split personality is the boy hidden within there that somehow survived all this madness.
That would be crazy, because
and he basically says, Tenma, help me.
And the way you can help me is, please, kill me. Yeah.
That would be crazy.
That would be an excellent, amazing way to kind of not retcon, but basically give context to something that has previously been in the story that we thought about in one way, right? And basically give additional depth and meaning to it, which then also complicates things immensely for Tenma, because
now I don't think it's going to be the split personality, because they've gone through the whole thing of how what it was the limited memory banks that Johan had access to at certain points in the story.
Which effectively is kind of like a split personality, to a lesser extent.
It's a similar thing, but if we go along the lines of something like that, but it not being a full-on split personality, it being something where there's a specific memory, a specific thing that Johan might have known for a while now, but Anna is just now remembering, and
Right.
Anna's like, wait, if he remembers that,
Do you think it's like a thought, like an idea, or like some action that he's going to take, or some bit of information, or like
what I think it is, is that on some level, Anna has remembered the plot point, the character bit, or what have you, that will make Johan win. I'm just thinking about this mechanically speaking.
All right.
That whatever that is, that's the thing that I've been trying to like predict what it'll be, but the idea of where Johan will win and lose at the same time, and Anna just remembered the thing that will make him win.
Okay.
And whatever that is, I think it's going to be something tied to the beginning of the show. The very beginning with the whole,
Gotcha.
family shot at the thing and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
and if I had to guess, it's something because of the level of writing in this story. It's something that we overlooked. It's something that we kind of just brushed aside and
they planted early on, and then
referenced it throughout.
Right, referenced it throughout, but then had a bunch of other things to kind of make us forget about it. Be like,
Yep.
okay, there's things that are more important, whatever.
Yep.
And then they bring it back up later. Yep, could totally see. Yeah.
And the only thing that I see, this is the thing, this is the problem, y'all. There's stuff I've forgotten about Monster all throughout this series. Like, there's so much stuff that happened throughout it, and that it's hard to keep it all like in there, even like to know when it's important to bring up again, as I have like notes and stuff on a lot of things. But the one thing I remember back from the beginning that always kind of threw me off a bit,
Yeah.
just a little, is once they actually went back and talked a little bit about the whole incident with the Lieberts, the family that came over from East Germany.
Oh yeah.
That
And then
got
the
shot.
other person that was there.
The other person that was there.
I want right. Yeah, because that person didn't end up getting killed. Like, Johan didn't kill them, did he?
Well, that's the thing. If this is something where it's basically a thing of, Johan has people that he's working with and stuff like this. If Johan has, manipulated things to go certain ways and stuff, it seems like something where they could just say that was just chaos and just a looter just going through the house, and Johan used the situation in a specific way.
But they established that it was specifically someone tied to organizational nefarious stuff.
Right. So I think it's something that doesn't really apply to this in the
right, and maybe the reason
things.
that they hid the face was just to be like, yeah, they're not important.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are things surrounding that whole original incident.
Because that is the very first thing that was done in the show. Yeah. So that if they wanted to have an extra element in there that was hidden, that could be it.
And the things surrounding, I would say, that incident that seem to be important is primarily that there's this because we know that was the first time in the story, at least we had this
right, even right
in terms of chronologically.
Yes, and also in the narrative. Yeah.
But if they're going to do a whole coming full circle thing, I want it to be something that references that point in their childhood with the Lieberts, or actually something with regarding the whole stuff at the hospital. And Tenma's actions. So, yeah.
But this show.
Yeah.
Let us tip our hats to Grimmer.
Take an imaginary,
you're the best of us. Yeah.
Toast.
Tink. Yeah.
What a bro. What a guy. But yeah. Y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion with us. We are so hyped for the finale.
Yep, and also a little bit terrified.
Yeah. So, if you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion to this masterpiece of a show, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about these stories or about anime in general or just whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.